What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am sharing 9 different reasons why clothing can look cheap. So I thought this video would be really fun to make because a lot of times we can think that clothing looks cheap because of how much we pay for it, but really it's a lot of other things that play into it that clothing can start to look really cheap. So I got all of this inspiration, all these 9 different things from my own closet. So if you do any of these things, please don't feel bad. So I have examples to share with you guys as well. So, this is all just like a learning process for all of us. I just noticed these things in my closet. There was plenty for me to make a whole list in an entire video on, so we're just gonna have fun with it today. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. My name is Elana. I do weekly videos on fashion and lifestyle. Would love to have you back, and let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so this first one is actually what inspired this entire video, and this is one thing I noticed that really cheapens the piece of clothing a lot. And I've bought in this piece of clothing for a very low price, like under $50, and I've spent like $100 on this item. And it's droopy buttons. So a lot of times at least when you have this piece for a while, the buttons on a blazer, a jacket, coats, shirts, the buttons start getting droopy. And I have an example to share with you guys. So this one here, I don't know if can you guys tell which one is droopy? It's this one right here. So it's just hanging by just a really thin thread here. So something like this, you definitely need to kind of fix it and update it. This is actually something so easy to fix. You don't need to go to a tailor or anything. Just look up a YouTube video or just look up online anywhere, and it's going to tell you how to fix this. It's something really easy. I just haven't done it yet because I wanted to share this example of something I own. And it really cheapens the outfit. It makes this is like $100 blazer. It makes this blazer look like it's like 15 bucks, something I got from the thrift store that I still need to fix up. So this is something, definitely take a look in your closet. If you have any buttons that are droopy, and just pull that out, set it aside so that way you can fix it. Don't wear it just yet because it does cheapen the garment a lot. And then the second one is also inspiration from my own wardrobe, of course, just like all of these, and it is pilling on clothing. So when clothing either gets like friction on it, so a lot of times under the arms you can get like these fabric balls, pilling. I just call it pilling, and it starts to really cheapen the outfit, cheapen the piece of clothing. And this can be on, let's say, a sweater top that is like $5, or it can be one that's like $100. Really is the type of fabric that's used to make that piece of clothing. So it's something to definitely look through your closet, check through, see if there's any pilling on any of your pieces of clothing. So actually that blazer I just showed you guys actually needs like a little bit of a cleaning up on it too. So under the arms, that's like one of the most common places, is because your arms are constantly just rubbing, and fabric is just touching together, that friction. So on here, I don't know if you could tell on the camera, but see, it's just like all over here, and it starts to look kind of tacky and kind of cheap. And something so easy that I purchased like $15 for are one of these fabric shavers. You guys, I'm telling you, this was like the best money I've spent to really just revive my clothing and make them look new and fresh, and it's honestly amazing. It has 2 settings, a slower setting, a faster setting, and it does not rip your clothing. I've never ever had it rip my clothing at all. Just be gentle with it and it's fine. It gets it off so good, and it's one of the most satisfying things to use. I use it on my couches here actually, because these are fabric couches. They get pilling on them as well, clothing, and it's just one of the best investments to make for your wardrobe. Okay, next thing, tumbled faux fur. So a lot of times like coats, jackets, shirts or anything can have like faux fur on it, but you're not supposed to put it in the dryer. That's the thing, because it really ruins it, makes it look cheap. So an example here is this coat that has it's in the hood, so it's not a big deal, but it did ruin it because I did put it in the dryer. So see right here, it's like nice, and like some parts of it is nice and fluffy, but then when it starts to come over here, it just looks all natty and this doesn't look good. One like little quick fix you can do is brush it and just help fluff it up a bit, but still it's not going to look like how it did when you purchased it, which is really sad. So a lot of times coats, will have it like removable. This one isn't. If it's not, then you should air dry it. This one, for example, it's nice and fluffy. It's supposed to look like this. I always pull this out of the washer and let it air dry. See, the inside still nice and fuzzy, looks new. So that's just one thing I definitely recommend. You know, if it's ruined, then I mean, you can still keep it. Like that coat, I use it when I go camping because I really don't care about it if it gets ruined. But you know, try your best to save it, and remember to pull it out of the washer and do not put it in the dryer because it's really going to mess it up and look very, very cheap after that. Okay, number 5. So lint on clothing. This, my husband will be happy that I'm sharing this with you guys because it keeps me accountable for it to make sure I constantly lint roll my clothes. But there's this one piece of clothing that I just can't get the lint off for the life of me. I mean, I can get it off, but I spend like 30 minutes just lint rolling it, and it really annoys me. It's this black coat here. So the thing, I love wool coats because they are so warm and they just look so high quality and chic and classy, and I love wool coats. But black wool coats are the worst with lint. It's so hard to get it off, and it sucks because I love this coat so much. It is my most worn coat. It is my favorite coat purchase of all time. I wear this so much. It's just so classy and beautiful, but the sucky thing is, it's just like it catches lint so quickly, and it's just really, really difficult to get all of it off. So if you guys have any tips on how to get like very stubborn lint off of black wool coats, please let me know, because I love this coat so much, but it's just such a pain constantly lint rolling it. It's like immediately catches lint, and it's so hard because I love this coat. Next tip has to do with shoes. So you guys know I love my white sneakers, so I paid like $40 for these. I'm looking to upgrade, but no matter how much you pay for like sneakers, not even just white sneakers or, you know, casual sneakers, but one thing that really cheapens it in my opinion is if the shoelaces are a big mess. So one thing I personally love doing when I wear sneakers is hiding these shoelaces. It instantly makes the shoe look so much more classy and chic, and it looks way more pretty when you're trying to achieve that like casual chic look with your outfits. Like if you're pairing white sneakers with a blazer, it looks so much better when you hide, you know, the little tie here inside the shoe. Oh, you don't always have to do this. You know, if you're out running errands and you really don't care if your outfit is chic or not, then don't worry about it. It's totally okay in my opinion. Like I do that. But if I'm purposely styling looks with sneakers, then I always hide the shoelaces because it just looks so much more chic and not as like cheap looking as well, even though I paid really low for these shoes. And also, if you're buying white shoes that are affordable, and even if they're expensive, always keep them clean as well, because that also cheapens it as well. So magic eraser helps a ton with that. So that's just another little bonus tip. So hiding the shoelaces is one of my favorite things to do when I'm wearing sneakers. Okay, next thing that can cheapen the outfit, if it's done incorrectly though, you can still wear this and 100% get away with it and look amazing, but it is big and bold jewelry. Now, I'm not a big and bold jewelry person. I used to be, and then I fallen way more into like the simple, classy, minimal pieces. But if you are wearing bold jewelry, for example, with an outfit that is pretty bold and out there, definitely want to tone it down on the jewelry, because that does cheapen the outfit. Plus, in my opinion, I don't know if you guys think this as well. If you do, let me know. But I feel like the larger the jewelry piece, specifically necklace, if it's like super large, I feel like the cheaper it looks. There's something more classy and sophisticated and more expensive looking with a jewelry piece that is more dainty. That's just what I've noticed. If you guys feel the same way, let me know, but no shame in wearing large, bold jewelry. There's beautiful ways to style them, but I feel like it's just my personal preference. Simple, minimal, classy pieces just look more expensive, look more chic. Okay, the 8th one is kind of like a public service announcement in a way, because again, I got this inspiration from myself, like all of these, but it is not looking at the tag inside of your clothing on how it's supposed to be washed. So you know that little tag in there that tells you how you need to wash it, how it's supposed to be dried, handled, if it needs to be dry cleaned and whatnot. Definitely 100% pay attention to those tags because that can really ruin your clothing if you do it incorrectly, and really cheapen it after if you do it incorrectly. So for example, like I'm wearing this cashmere sweater. I believe it says you are not allowed to put it in the dryer. I haven't washed it yet, I haven't needed to. And wash cold separately. Non-chlorine bleach only, reshape and lay flat to dry. Iron on lowest setting. See, it says hand wash on cold. I would have probably thrown this in the washer and it probably would have ruined it. Definitely pay attention to the tags because it's just always different on each piece of clothing. I know it's kind of a pain in the butt, at least with clothing that you really care about, that was, you know, more pricey, or even just anything really. Just really pay attention on how it's supposed to be handled because, again, that will affect how it turns out after you've cleaned it. So you want to maintain it and preserve it as long as possible. Okay, and then the 9th and final one isn't like just all the tips I just mentioned, but it is treat every piece of clothing, no matter how much you paid for it, like you have paid the most money you ever spent on it. So really be intentional and take care of your clothing no matter how much you spend for it. Like I have $5 t-shirts I bought from H&M a couple years ago. They still look brand spanking new because I really take care of them. And you know, and I don't just toss them around and throw them around. You know, when I'm done wearing it, I put it back. I'm really careful when I eat and things like that. So just really be careful and treat it like it's a really expensive piece of clothing, no matter how much you paid for it, because that will also keep the longevity of it, preserve it, and make it last longer and not look as cheap over time. Alright, so we made it to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, spending time with me, and if you're new, please consider subscribing. It's totally free. I would love to have you back. I do tons of videos on fashion and lifestyle content, and let me know if there's anything specific you would love to see. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!